first song didn't start with a melody. It started with a moment. I was working through the fourth song on this album, just the bass line, and the fourth song called The Conductor, the main bass line goes like this. And I was just playing around with some of these notes, and then I just felt this. That's really cool. And I just kept playing it over and over again. Okay, that's cool, but I need to change it up a little bit. So it just made it a little tasty and went. Okay, that felt good. And I went back to the first again. Said, all right, how do I was playing around and again going back to the fourth song. How do I make this tasty? I want to walk down. So that's where I worked on it till this came out. It just kind of went there. I just kept feeling it out. This probably played through that line for about, probably an hour or two, just playing around, just trying to feel it out. And the way that kind of walked down, that's the part that took some time. It was more of a feel. You know, you start feeling that you got this vibe from that. Like, all right, here we go. And I just needed to bring it down. And then from there, okay, cool. So now I'm in this vibe, this groove. What am I going to do with it? Well, I want to walk up to a higher note to give some more energy. What I came up with was just kind of like, okay, I can work with that. And cool. And that ended up being the same thing I use for the bridge, for adding energy. And then from there, I went into the chorus. Now, here's what's interesting about the chorus, is I had a very busy bass line. I sent the incomplete song without the vocals to the studio vocalist, and he messaged me back and said, hey, can you send me a version with the bass turned off? There's just too much going on with the bass. Okay, so I sent him that, and from that point forward, every song that I sent him, all 10 tracks, individually, one by one, we would work on this. I would send him both with and without the bass. And that's when I realized I'm playing too many notes. Like, okay, that's fine. Again, the way I hear the songs in my head, it's the bass, it's the cadence of the vocals, everything is in there all at once. So as I'm building my songs, I realized I got to start pulling notes off the bass so it can go somewhere else. Then I had to rewrite the bass line after the vocals were in, and I wanted to make sure it fit, and it became more simple. What's nice about when it's more simple, if I hit harder with certain nuances, it gives this bounce, which is what I'm really after. I want this bounce. I want it to fit right. Sometimes 100 notes doesn't get that feel. I don't want to lose that feel. I'm a bass player, about the dynamics. So originally, the chorus went like this. And so it has this nice feel to it, but there was too much going on. So we didn't lose that bass line. So if you hear it right before we go into the bridge, there's a key change. I slide it up a little bit, and so you get to hear a little bit there. But the bass line itself in the chorus got very simple. And it's just more of just a drive. Where it's needed to give that meat underneath of it. I recorded the 10 songs before I even wrote the lyrics with the story. After all 10 songs were done, I listened to all 10 and trying to figure out the vibe and the feel for each. At that time, I was creating this story. I wanted each song to be a chapter of a story, as what you'll see, the Palindrome Tone starts with the harmonic mechanic. And I was like, okay, I need to break this into 10 pieces. So what is the feel that I'm going for these lyrics? So then I figured out, okay, the theme for these 10 are going to be this. And then based on that, that's how I matched the theme to each song. And then I just started working on the lyrics, and I built those lyrics out, and I'll have a different video explaining the lyrics as we're going through. That's pretty much how it was done. The music came first, decided it was going to be a story, so going forward in each of the albums, a continuation of side projects world, if you will. So ironically, one of my newest songs that I've written ended up being the first song in the Palindrome Tone album. It's just because of the feel of those lyrics and that theme. The way I write the lyrics is based on a cadence. It's more of a hum. It's like, how do I want the lyrics to flow? And so it's more of a hum and just kind of, okay, I want the vocal to do this, this, and this. And then, based on my story where I'm trying to go with, okay, I realize, okay, this is going to be 8 syllables, this is going to be 6 syllables, this is going to be 12 syllables. And then from there, I start filling it in with certain words to try to get it to fit that cadence. And so that's how the lyrics start to form. And then when it was time to record the vocals, I did record my vocals. I am not a fan of my vocals. And after I recorded all 10, I realized, no, I need a professional to do this. So that's why I outsourced Fiverr.com. I found a fantastic studio vocalist, Marco. You can find his link tree on the website. Kind of sees his other bands. He's from Estonia. And he's just phenomenal to work with and just overall fantastic talent. I worked with him. I sent him the lyrics. I sent him a version of the song with my vocals, 2 additional tracks, one with my bass and one without, of the entire song. And based on that, he sent back to me, and they were just amazing. I had maybe a couple comments here and there throughout the 10 songs for some tweaks and this and that. Outside of that, he just did an amazing job. And then lastly, I felt I did a pretty decent job mixing. I was a sound tech for a band for a couple of years, and I believe that the mixing engineer should not be the same person as the mastering engineer. So I did send, again, through Fiverr, I did find a mastering engineer, give that final polish in each of the songs at the end there. How do you approach the way you write your songs? What do you think of the way I approach? I'm curious of your comments. Self-expression inspires drive, and I'm looking forward for some dialogue. Talk to you soon.